Union busting. That's how members of the Bahamas National Alliance Trade Union Congress describe how members of the Bahamas Public Services Union are being treated by the Bahamian government as tensions rise while the union awaits further discussions concerning salary increases for the BPSU's new industrial agreement.
When you have the government union busting, then you expect nothing less from the private sector, because they would say to you straight and plain, the government did it, they got away with it, so we're going to do it.
This all stems from BPSU President Kingsley Ferguson receiving a circular document last evening referencing salary increases and proposed increased allowances for an array of categories of public servants. The document, dated November 25th, outlines the current salary rate for those public servants and the proposed rate. Ferguson adds that the document that prefaced this information indicated that these increases will be implemented, this without formally meeting with the union.
If it was proposed, when was it discussed and agreed to on behalf of public servants? And so we are indeed very concerned that the government has decided to unilaterally implement particular things into the agreement. We are not saying that the government cannot pay monies, but being the sole bargaining agent for public servants and being the president of the Bahamas Public Services Union, we are confirming to date that we have not met with the government to sign off on any particular item in the industrial agreement.
Ferguson further explains that while the agreement was presented in 2018, there were some non-financial aspects that were signed off on, and there were a number of financial issues that needed to be discussed and agreed upon. However, he says the union has yet to be given that opportunity.
And so we will not sit idly by and allow the government of the Bahamas to unilaterally implement what they wish into our industrial agreement.
Now, in the union's counter-proposal to the government, Ferguson adds that the union asks that finance and accounting officers receive a responsibility allowance of $3,600. A counter-proposal was sent back to the union by the government, reportedly dismissing that request. However, in the face of all of this, Ferguson says that it was agreed that the cabinet secretary, financial secretary, permanent secretaries, and directors will receive a $6,000 increase.
Inclusive also of the singular increment plus their normal increment, which amounts to some $8,000 as an annual increase, divided by 12, gives them a $666.67 monthly increase. The annual increase, it almost exceeds the salaries of persons at minimum wage. And if the government is in possession of this type of funding and refuses to bring the individuals at the lower end of the scale to a point where they can be competitive with the cost of living, we are indeed concerned.
Ferguson further notes that the union cannot instruct the government to not pay its funding to whomever they wish, but he insists that those payments won't be included in the new industrial agreement. Leah Cooper, Eyewitness News.